box kids up in cages and expect them to become better. That makes no sense whatsoever.
I had a couple of college offers. Now I'm here. They're trying to paint me like I'm just a monster.
The justice system itself is racist, it's classist, it's ableist.
We are hurting more people than we are helping.
What are you gonna do? What's it gonna take to make it right?
That's quite a background out there, Jeffrey.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Hi, Randy. Hi, Marshall. Thanks for joining me today to talk about Justice USA. Fabulous. I mean, this is my kind of show. It's just raw, informative, and just groundbreaking. And Randy, 6-part series inside the Nashville legal system. This is really a rare opportunity to see how our justice system works. That's literally unfiltered, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. We wanted it to be a series where you could not have an agenda. You know, we're just flies on the wall. We're observing people as they move through the system. And, you know, it's obviously something that you don't see a lot in this media environment, in this society that we live in today. And so our sole goal was to say, what happens to people as they go through the system? And I think we achieved that.
Absolutely. And Marshall, we enter every aspect of the court system, men's, women's, juvenile. Was there anything off limits?
No. In fact, though, the juvenile was something I've never seen before in a documentary. You see it in scripted, but to see it where you know it's not being directed or adjusted at all, this is it. That was very exciting for us. And I think that helped propel the series to the next level because you're confronting kids. And what are we going to do about kids who commit crime?
And Randy, no narrators. I mean, this is really unfiltered and raw, isn't it? Was that a decision you made early on to have it just as it happens?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, this is obviously a creation of Marshall's, and, you know, he brought me in to execute it. And we had a lot of discussions about how we wanted to do it. And we both were aligned on that North Star of, we don't want experts to try to give you an opinion. We want you to form your own opinion. And so that was definitely a conscious, and something we reminded ourselves of constantly was just let it play. And, you know, we really have to give credit to the network for giving us the freedom and space to film for so long. I think a lot of time, and you shoot documentaries for television and you don't spend 10 years on them, people want you to get it done in 6 months. And we were there, boots on the ground with a footprint for 7 months, but we followed people for more than a year sometimes. So yeah, it was conscious. Everything was conscious about that.
And Marshall, I could only imagine the permission, the red tape for the cameras to be allowed. I mean, tell me about that journey. How many phone calls, how many meetings did you have to get this kind of access?
Started 10 years ago in California, which is where I live. And I couldn't get a public defender or a DA to agree to cooperate because they were afraid of being embarrassed, and they wanted to control. And I wrote the Chief Justice of California to ask for her help. She introduced me to other judges. No place in California would cooperate. I went all around the country, and the only place I could find was Nashville, where the public defender said, this is so important for my client community, I'm going to do it. So that was one box to get tick off. Now I had to get the DA, and I sat with him for 4 hours and basically convinced him to trust us and to sign an agreement that anything we saw or recorded would not be sought as evidence. That was a big deal. But just adding to this, your question, because it's a big one. What happened? I shot a pilot for a week. And I said to everybody who was going to be in the pilot on the administrative side legally, I said, this is for selling purposes. I won't show it to anybody else. If you feel you've been treated fairly, I'd like you to participate in a series. If you don't feel you've been treated fairly, you don't have to do anything from here on. And they said, okay, that's fair. We showed them the pilot, and everybody thought they'd been treated fairly, which is all you can ask for. I did not promise to show them in a very sympathetic light, just an honest light.
And that you did. And is there any particular case that sticks with you while shooting this series? Is there one particular person or an event that sticks out for you for the whole series?
I mean, I'm going to take the easy way out and say all of these people stick with us, but
Oh,
I
okay.
like to say that there are three moments, and without giving them completely away, there are three moments from the filming where I remember exactly how I felt when we were filming them. And I'll say this, you know, there are a couple characters who we meet. Katie Jones is one of them. She is struggling with addiction. We probably followed her for the longest, I think, and she has some of the most surprising outcomes. So that was one person specifically. Antonio is another person because of his family and his parents and their commitment. The juvenile cases, all of them were very intense to film. We got, you know, very close to these kids, you know, for a lot of them, you know, and for a lot of the people we interviewed and followed, we were a friendly face. We were an outlet where they could express the trauma and the drama that they had lived through. So I remember every single one of them, and there are specific characters, obviously, whose situations I remember how I felt filming it. But yeah, every single one of them.
Well, I feel this is going to be shown in justice classes around the country for years to come, because it's just this great unfiltered inside look at our justice system. So Marshall, congratulations. You too,
Thanks.
Randy. And I appreciate your time today, and streaming on Max starting on March 14th. So congratulations.
Thank you,
you,
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Appreciate it.